If Papa dies, I'm taking over the transport company. You can have the Abuja house.
Why should only you take the transport company?
All the money.
That single sentence stung more than his fever. That night, he lay awake, staring at the ceiling fan.
So this is how they see me, as property to be divided?
By morning, a dangerous idea had formed in his mind.
If they care for me only when my pockets are full, then I must empty them and see who truly loves me.
Whispers of Secret Tales.
What if I told you that sometimes a man must go blind to finally see the truth?
The old man said, tapping his cane on the marble floor. That was how it all began. The story of Chief Omenka, a 60-year-old businessman whose eyes could once spot profit faster than a hawk spots prey, but whose heart was growing weary of the greed that had taken roots around him. The chief and his family. Chief Omenka was a man of wealth, wisdom, and reputation. He had built his fortune from nothing, selling spare parts in Onitsha, opening a small transport company, and later investing in real estate. By 60, he had houses in Lagos, Enugu, and Abuja. But what he didn't have anymore was peace of mind. His wife, Madame Felicia, was elegant and charming, but lately her charm came only when she wanted money. His 3 children, Chibozo, Adeze, and Nonzo, were polite in his presence but had become strangers in spirit.
Papa, I need a new car. Sandra just got a new Mercedes. I want to match with her.
Every week, someone wanted a new car, a new business, or school fees for grandchildren who barely visited. And when she fell ill briefly one weekend, he overheard his eldest son, Chibozo, whispering to his sister,
If Papa dies, I'm taking over the transport company. You can have the Abuja house.
Why should only you take the transport company?
All the money.
That night, he lay awake, staring at the ceiling fan.
So this is how they see me, as property to be divided?
By morning, a dangerous idea had formed in his mind.
If they care for me only when my pockets are full, then I must empty them and see who truly loves me.
The pretense begins. It started on a quiet Tuesday morning at St. Catherine's Hospital in Enugu. Chief Omenka walked in slowly, supported by his polished cane. The scent of antiseptic hung in the air, and the corridors echoed faintly with nurses' hurried footsteps. Dr. Ifeanyi Naji, his old friend of 30 years, looked up from his desk in surprise when the chief entered.
Omenka, you at this hour? I hope all is well.
The chief smiled faintly, his eyes sharp with mischief.
All is well, Ifeanyi. I need a favor, a delicate one.
The doctor raised an eyebrow. When you say delicate, it usually means trouble. Speak. Chief Omenka leaned closer, lowering his voice. I want to test my family, my wife, my children, even the house staff. I want to see who truly cares for me and who only loves my money. Dr. Ifeanyi frowned. Test them? How? I want you to write a medical report saying I have lost my sight, permanent blindness, caused by a fall I had in my office last week. The doctor blinked. You fell? A small slip, nothing serious, but it's believable enough, isn't it? Dr. Ifeanyi rubbed his chin.
Oh, Omenka, this is madness. You want to pretend to be blind? For how long?
For as long as it takes to open my eyes to the truth.
The doctor sighed heavily, removing his glasses. You know, your family will be furious when they find out. Better their fury now than their false tears when I am gone, Omenka said calmly. Please, Ifeanyi, I need your help. Make it official. Say I hit my head, suffered optic nerve damage, irreversible. And you must look serious when they come to verify it. The doctor hesitated for a moment, then nodded slowly. You've always been dramatic, my friend. But if this will give you peace, I'll do it. He began typing on his computer, dictating softly. Patient sustained head trauma from a domestic fall, resulting in bilateral optic nerve injury. Prognosis, permanent loss of sight. He printed the report, stamped it, and slid it across the desk. Here, but promise me, Omenka, no matter what you discover, handle it with wisdom. Families break easily when money enters the heart. Chief Omenka smiled faintly, tucking the paper into his coat pocket. Don't worry, Fienyi. This isn't about breaking them. It's about revealing them. As he walked out of the hospital, the afternoon sun glinted off his sunglasses. For the first time in years, he felt both nervous and excited, like a man about to dig up buried treasure, uncertain whether he would find gold or snakes. The family meeting. That same evening, he called for a family meeting in the grand sitting room. The air was thick with the scent of furniture polish and tension. The entire household gathered, his wife, his 3 children, and the staff lined along the wall, uncertain of what was happening. When Chief Omenka entered, he walked slowly with one hand on a walking stick, the other trailing along the edge of the sofa as though feeling his way. His dark glasses concealed his steady eyes, and his face was set with a wary expression. Sitting next to Chief Omenka was the doctor. He cleared his throat. The room fell silent. The doctor said, "Your father has gone blind." A collective gasp rippled through the room. He continued,
He sustained head trauma from a domestic fall, resulting in bilateral optic nerve injury. Prognosis, permanent loss of sight.
Madame Felicia's handbag fell to the floor with a dramatic thud.
Blind? Chimo, what are you saying?
The chief sighed deeply, shaking his head. He said,
I can no longer see. I will need help to eat, to move, to live.
There was a long silence, heavy, uncomfortable, almost theatrical. Then, like actors forced to remember their lines, his children began to speak. "Oh, Papa, sorry, said Adieze, glancing sideways at her brothers. "Don't worry, we will take care of you," said Chibozo, though his eyes darted quickly toward the driver, Emeka, standing quietly near the door. Emeka alone looked genuinely moved. He stepped forward, bowed slightly, and said, "Sir, I will be here for you. I will drive you, read to you, anything you need." The chief turned his face toward the sound of his voice and nodded slowly. "Thank you, Emeka. You have always been faithful." Inside, he smiled faintly to himself, gripping his cane a little tighter. The game had begun. A house divided. Days turned into weeks, and slowly, the Omenka household began to reveal its true colors. At first, everything appeared perfect, almost saintly. Madame Felicia, always dressed in fine lace and gold bangles, played a role in a devoted wife. She would perch beside him each morning, her perfume thick in the air, and say,
My husband, let me read you the news.
At the time, her voice trailed off mid-sentence, replaced by the tapping of her manicured nails on her phone screen. She was scrolling gossip blogs, occasionally murmuring,
The world is wicked.
Adeze, the eldest daughter, brought soups and stews that looked impressive but tasted of impatience, watery, oversalted, and half-burnt. "Papa, I made it specially for you," she'd say, with a forced smile. He would take a spoonful, nod politely, and whisper to himself, "No seasoning of love here." Nonso, the youngest son, had no patience at all. Whenever it was his turn to guide his father to the toilet, he would sigh loudly and mutter under his breath,
Papa, I beg, walk small faster. My friends are waiting for me.
Easy, my son.
The chief would reply softly.
This thing is taking too long. You should use a stick or something.
Nonso grumbled. Only Emeka the driver remained unchanged, quiet, steady, watchful. He always greeted the chief with genuine respect. Good morning, sir, he'd say each dawn, helping him to the veranda for fresh air, describing the color of the sunrise, or reading out a newspaper headline in his deep, calm voice. The chief listened, not just to the words, but to tones, footsteps, the rustle of indifference around him. His sharp ears became his new eyes. By the third week, the pretense of affection had begun to crumble. One evening, while the chief sat on the couch listening to a distant hum of the generator, Chibozo spoke sharply from across the room.
Island. Papa, you should get a nurse. We're all busy, you know. It's not that we don't care, but you need someone professional.
Adeze quickly nodded in agreement.
Yes, Papa. Someone trained. We can't keep taking turns missing work just to sit here.
Madame Felicia, who had been examining her freshly done nails, added matter-of-factly,
They are right. Let's hire someone. I can't be feeding you every day like this. You know how my back pain disturbs me.
The chief sat still for a moment, his cane resting lightly on his lap. He turned his head towards their voices.
If that is what you all wish, my children, let it be so.
His tone was gentle, but his heart was heavy. That night, while the family debated loudly about which nurse to hire, comparing prices and availability, Emeka stood silently by the doorway. Finally, he stepped forward. Sir, he said quietly, if you'll permit me, I can take care of you. I already know your routine, your medicine, your appointments, your meals. No need for outsiders. Madame Felicia waved a dismissive hand. Driver, please go and wash the car. You don't know how to take care of a patient. But the chief raised his hand slowly. Let him speak. Emeka continued, respectfully. Sir, you trusted me with your keys, your business errands, your safety on the road. If I could drive you through Lagos traffic, I can help you through this too. I'll stay, sir. I'll do it. The room went silent. The chief tilted his head slightly, considering him. Then with a smile, he said, Very well, Emeka. You will be my eyes. And so, it began. From that day, Emeka became more than just a driver. Chief's caretaker, assistant and companion. He fed him patiently, reading every newspaper word for word, describing the photographs, even imitating the voice of politicians to make him laugh. When others forgot his medication, Emeka remembered. When the chief stumbled, Emeka caught him before he fell. When the house grew cold with distance and silent resentment, Emeka filled it with gentle warmth, a cup of tea, a respectful greeting, a steady presence. Sometimes, at night, Chief Omenka would sit in the dark and whisper. If a man closes his eyes, he will know who truly sees him. He could hear laughter from the children's rooms, music from Madame Felicia's phone, the sound of Emeka quietly sweeping the veranda, and in his heart, the truth was slowly revealing itself, step by step. The hidden test. One rainy afternoon, Chief Omenka sat alone with Emeka in his study. The windows rattled with wind and the thunder rolled like drums from heaven.
I have been thinking. Emeka, when I am gone, I will need someone to handle certain things. Someone I can trust.
He said softly. Emeka's eyes widened. Sir, please don't talk like that. You will live long. The chief smiled faintly. You are kind. But I want you to go to my bank tomorrow and collect my pension card. Tell them it is for household expenses. Let us see if my children ask questions. Emeka nodded obediently. 2 days later, chaos erupted. Madame Felicia barged into the study, shouting,
Omenka, I heard you sent the driver to withdraw money. Are you out of your mind? That boy could steal from you.
Adeze joined in.
Papa, you can't trust servants like that.
Chief Omenka simply turned his head towards the sound of their voices and said calmly, Ah, I see, or perhaps I don't see. When they stormed out, he chuckled softly. Emeka, standing nearby, asked, Sir, are you angry? No, the chief said. I'm learning who is blind here, and it is not me. A twist and a secret recording. Weeks later, Emeka helped him to his favorite armchair on the balcony. The chief leaned close and whispered,
Emeka, I want you to install a small recorder in the living room. Let's hear what they say when they think I am sleeping.
That night, as the household settled, the recording began. The next morning, Emeka played it back. On the tape, the chief heard his wife's voice.
Let's convince Papa to sign those papers. Once the will is done, we can control everything. The man doesn't even know what he's touching anymore.
Then Chibozo's voice.
I already found a buyer for the Enugu land. The old man won't notice. He can't see.
Adeze laughed cold.
I already found a buyer for the Enugu land. The old man won't notice. He can't see.
Emeka can drive him wherever he likes, to his blindness and back. The chief sat motionless, hands trembling slightly on his cane.
So that's it. My family sees only what they can take.
Sir, I'm sorry. I didn't know they would speak like that.
Emeka looked down sadly. Chief Omenka smiled faintly, his eyes misty. No, my son, you did well. Some truths are bitter, but better swallowed than ignored. The revelation. A month later, the chief invited everyone to the mansion's main hall. The air was tense. His lawyer sat beside him with a folder. My family, the chief began. I have asked you here to finalize my will. Before I sign, I must thank those who stood by me. Chubozo adjusted his tie. Adeze smiled too widely. Madame Felicia dabbed her eyes with her handkerchief for effect. Emeka, said the chief, please bring the envelope I kept in a drawer. Yes, sir, Emeka said respectfully. He returned with a small black recorder and an envelope. When the chief pressed play, the room filled with the voices of betrayal. Every word, every laugh, every greedy whisper echoing through the walls. Madame Felicia gasped. Chibozo's face drained of color. Adeze covered her mouth. Chief, Felicia stammered, I can explain. No need, he interrupted calmly, taking off his dark glasses. And then came the real shock. His eyes were clear and sharp. They froze. You can see, Chibozo started.
Perfectly. The blindness was just a test to see who was truly blind.
He turned to Emeka. Only one man here treated me with honesty, respect, and compassion. Not for gain, but for goodness. That man is Emeka.
Oh, my dear wife, I have another surprise for you.
He continued, looking at his wife. Do you remember when Dr. Ifeanyi asked you all to donate blood for testing? To see which of you could give me blood? I asked him for a DNA test on all the children. And guess what? This is Chibozo's results. Why don't you read it to all of us, stretching to give the DNA test results to the lawyer? Madame Felicia swallowed hard. The lawyer proceeded.
This result shows that Chibuzo is not the son of Chief. This result shows that Chibuzo is not the son of Chief.
Just stammered. I can explain. Chief retorted.
I need no explanations. No wonder he is nothing like me.
All the children looked at their mother. Chibozo, looking like all the light had left his soul. He handed the lawyer a pen. Read the will. By the new document, the lawyer cleared his throat. Half of Chief Omenka's transport business and a house in Nsukka, his biggest house, shall be given to Mr. Emeka Okafor in gratitude for his loyalty. The family gasped.
What? To a driver?
Chief Omenka's eyes hardened. A man's worth is not in his title, but his heart.
Emeka saw me when my own family went blind with greed.
He turned to his trembling wife.
You wanted a nurse? Now you can nurse your disappointment and treachery.
The final lesson. Weeks later, Chief Omenka was seen walking freely again. His cane replaced his confidence. Emeka remained by his side, not as a driver, but as his business partner. And whenever people asked about the strange tale of how he pretended to be blind, he would smile and say,
When a man's eyes are open, he sees faces. But when he closes them, he sees hearts.
and so it was that Chief Omenka's story spread far and wide, a tale whispered in the market stalls and told around firelight, reminding all that true loyalty doesn't come from blood and wealth, but from character. For as the elders say, eyes that see money may miss love, but a heart that sees truth never goes blind. What do you learn from the story? Do you think the chief made a good choice to pretend to be blind to see who really cared about him? Would you do the same? Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, kindly subscribe, like, and share. Another banger is on the way. Thank you.